So this video is going to be the first in the length, area and volume section. So I've just set up here a rectangle with a parallelogram on the inside. And now before I do anything else, and before I even look at what the question is, I'm just going to automatically try and find the area of the whole rectangle and the parallelogram, because it's probably going to come up. I'll also find the area of this triangle as well. And I'll show you that this triangle is the same as that one, just through basic maths. Okay, so the area of any rectangle is the base by the height. So the base of this triangle is AX and 2x, which is AX plus 2x multiplied by the height. Now the height is 2x. So all I'm going to do is just multiply these together. 2x by AX is 2AX squared. 2x by 2x is 4x squared. And what I'm going to do, because I have an x squared is common in both of them, I'm going to take out x squared as a common factor. So I get 2a plus 4 times x squared. Okay, so that's the area of my whole rectangle in terms of a and x. Now, the next one, so I'll say rectangle. The next one I'm going to do is the parallelogram. Now, the area of a parallelogram is also base by the height, but it's the actual base, so it's going to be AX multiplied by the full height of the whole parallelogram. So it's going to be AX multiplied by 2x. So it's base by height. The base is AX. The height is 2x, because this height is the same as that height, so it's the same thing. AX by 2x is 2AX squared. So that's the area of my parallelogram. And now the last one, I'm just going to find the area of this triangle. And the area of any right angle triangle is half the base by the height. So it's a half. The base is 2x. The height again is 2x. 2x by 2x is 4x squared. 4x squared divided by 2 is 2x squared. So that's my three areas. Now, just to show that this triangle is the exact same size as this triangle, this whole rectangle is broken down with two parallel lines, a parallelogram basically. Now, we know that this side is AX, and because it's a parallelogram, that means that this side is also AX. On the bottom is AX, and at the next one here is 2x. If we have AX up here, we already have to have 2x there, so they're the same. And because it's a rectangle, the height is the same on opposite sides as well. So this area, I'm going to shade it in red, this area is the same as this area. So now we're going to have a look at what the question says. So the first question says, find the area of the parallelogram as a fraction of the area of the rectangle in terms of A. So now, because I knew that the shape was already broken down, if the blue section, which is the parallelogram, the two red sections are triangles, the whole thing combined is the rectangle. I naturally just found these areas because it seemed fairly obvious, and now the question relates back to what I had. So I want the area of a parallelogram as a fraction of the area of a rectangle. The area of the parallelogram is 2AX squared. As a fraction means you're going to be dividing. The area of the rectangle is 2a plus 4x squared. So now that is the area of the parallelogram divided by the area of the rectangle. x squared is common above and below. Now I can cancel the x squared because everything on the top line is multiplied by everything on the bottom line. So that x squared term will cancel with that x squared term, which leaves me with 2a over 2a plus 4. And now 2 is actually a common factor here, here, and here. So 2 can cancel out of that one, and leaves a. 2 cancels out of that, and leaves a. 2 comes out of 4, and leaves 2. So my final answer is a divided by a plus 2. So that is my fraction. That's the fraction of the parallelogram that takes up the whole rectangle. So now we'll move on to the second question. I've just rewritten the areas at the top of the page just so you can see them easier when you're relating forward and back between the formulas. So the second question says, find the value of A, so we're going to be solving, find the value of A so that the area of the parallelogram is 4/5 of the area of the rectangle. So I'll read through it again. Find the value of A, so you're going to find out what A is. So the area of the parallelogram, so this one, equals 4/5 of the area of the rectangle. So the area of the parallelogram is 2ax squared. That is equal to 4/5 of the area of the rectangle. Now from this question we can see we actually didn't need the area of the triangle, but it was handy to have it just in case. You don't know what's going to come up, so you might as well try and solve the questions and predict what's going to come up when you see certain shapes. Find the value of A. So I've now gone from an area and volume question, or sorry, not volume, just area question of two shapes, to a basic solving algebra question. So now we'll just try and work it out. I'll cross multiply, so I'll say 5x goes up here, so we get 10ax squared equals 4 times 2a plus 4 multiplied by x squared. I haven't multiplied the 4 in yet because this x squared term is multiplied by everything over here. There's also an x squared term on this side, so I can cancel those x squareds. Straight away the x squareds are gone. So now we get 10a equals 4 by 2a is 8a, 4 by 4 is 16, and now this is just basic algebra from first, second year maths again. It's just solving for a. Letters to the left, numbers to the right. 10a minus 8a equals 16. 10 take away 8 is 2. 2a equals 16. A equals 8. So if I have an a value of 8, that will mean that the rectangle here, or sorry, the parallelogram here, if a is 8, the parallelogram area will be 4/5 of the entire area. So that's my answer.